Bob Cialdini is unquestionably one of the greatest social psychologists of the last century.
It's impossible to interact with Bob without being energized about new questions.
Bob Cialdini is a great observer.
He saw things that you saw or will see, but he recognized this is an event, this is an effect, something is going on here.
He's always had a real skill and a talent for connecting the science to stuff that real people, even if they're not academics, actually care about.
Bob has an incredibly creative mind.
Who would think to do an experiment in the petrified wood forest or in hotel bathrooms? But Bob.
Future generations of psychologists will benefit and take inspiration from the approach that Bob uses to developing research ideas and ultimately studying them.
He liked to do what he called full cycle social psychology.
Bob's work represents the very best of social psychology, combining both basic theory and conceptual development, along with an important application to the real world.
Perhaps the most important of Bob Cialdini's work focuses on how much we're influenced by social norms.
Bob's book, Influence, is the Bible in the science of influence and persuasion.
It's such a powerful subject and has so many implications. It's just gained and gained over time.
But Bob is so darn good that you couldn't even get jealous of him.
Not only is he a world-class psychologist, he is a world-class human being.
He cares about the people around him and he cares about the big issues.
Bob is unconditionally generous. It doesn't matter if he sees you as somebody who will ever be in a position to return the favor.
I have always been impressed with his integrity, the way that he conducts his life and his business.
He always has a phenomenon or a datum ready to go for almost any issue. But at the same time, at a party, he's a blast.
I remember going to a conference once and seeing Bob doing the hustle.
I think he's an amazing dancer, even now. Of course, our grandkids laugh at him, but.
Well, Bob's car is another thing.
He was driving that Mustang in the late 1980s when I was a graduate student.
I know. That's the only car I've ever seen him drive.
He had that car when I first got here, and it seemed old then.
He told me that the only reason he even took a psychology class was there was a girl he had a crush on. And by the end of the semester, he had forgotten her, but he'd fallen in love with psychology.
When he was working his way through college, actually worked as a garbage man out on the trucks.
But another career he almost considered is becoming a Major League Baseball player.
I was offered a contract to play minor league baseball. This scout, I still remember him, his name was Bunny Brief. His pen wouldn't work. And while we were walking, he said, let me ask you something, kid. Are you good enough at school to go to college, to get accepted? I said, yes. Go to school, kid. He just took the contract.
I think that baseball scout for the wonderful gift he gave the rest of the world.
I would love to buy him the biggest steak dinner any place he wanted.
He has changed people's lives through doing something that he loves to do, the research.
When people find out that Bob Cialdini was my mentor, the most common response is, Bob Cialdini is my hero.
Everybody talks about Bob Cialdini behind his back as a true scholar and gentleman.
It's really inspiring to look at his work.
I've been influenced immensely by Bob's work.
Without Bob Cialdini, I would not be a psychologist.
Bob has been a role model for the entire field, and I count myself as incredibly lucky to have been able to work with and be mentored by Bob from the very beginning of my career.
He is everything that we hope to be as academics and, frankly, as people.
The Robert B. Cialdini Social Psychology Laboratories will serve as an inspiration for all of our students and faculty in generations to come, and also give due appreciation and respect to a man who has had a tremendous career and influence on ASU.